The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Hello, Kelly Townsend.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sure can.
Well, it's been great. I just tuned in about 10 minutes ago listening to everybody. You guys all have a lot of knowledge, and it's very interesting and at the same time extremely concerning. And thanks for asking me to come and join you guys.
Does somebody from the Tea Party want to introduce Kelly, and we can then bring Kelly on?
Yeah, I'll do that. Kelly is the founder of the Greater Phoenix Tea Party Patriots, of which the Surprise Tea Party is a part of. Earlier, before Kelly got on the line, she was prominently involved in the Arizona eligibility bill, and she was also present at the meeting with Donald Trump. Today, about a year ago or so, correct me if I'm wrong, Kelly, she won an election in her district in Gilbert, I believe, and she is now a member of the Arizona House of Representatives. So that's my best shot at introducing Kelly.
Thank you. And not exactly Gilbert, but East Mesa, Patch Junction, Brooklyn Creek, and Gold Canyon. So, yeah.
That was close.
Yeah. So what would you like me to
and I
talk
appreciate
about?
you coming on the air, Kelly. Thank you very much.
You bet. If I can share anything, let me know. Otherwise, I've got kids coming home from school at 7:30 at night after a long day on the floor, and one of the things I've been talking to with my colleagues are how to fight these issues. Right now, I won't take too much of your time, but one thing I want to say, sometimes you feel helpless because I heard somebody earlier on the show say that there's no rule of law, and I think that is because one of the reasons is they own us because we're dependent upon them financially. We're taking their money, which, by the way, is our money, in the first place, but we're so locked in to the federal dollars that no matter what they do, and if we shout and scream, they say, what are you going to do about it? And because you need us. And so I've been preaching this. If nothing else, we've got to wean ourselves from federal dollars, and we're looking at how to do that because we just haven't been able to go with enforcement. There's so many things going on, and there's no ability to enforce this because there's a chokehold on us. And I always say, you remember back in the day when you were 17 and your dad said to you, as long as you live in my house and I pay the bills, I make the rules. And right now we're letting them pay our bills, and we're going to have to wean ourselves and get some strength that way so that we can distance ourselves so they can no longer force us into these things. And I don't know about the birth certificate issue, how that translates, but that's one of our major steps we're going to have to do to defend ourselves, is to not be so reliant upon them. And,
Kelly,
with that, go ahead.
Hey, Kelly, can I make a suggestion to Dave Zolna? I've actually done a couple of videos on exactly that, and what I think has to happen is the Republican governors from the red states all have to say, you know what, we don't need Washington, we don't need the blue states, we generate sufficient revenue in the red states. And if they did that, then you wouldn't need D.C. And that would solve the problem, because they can't make the money as fast as the people that send their tax revenue in. And that's how you solve that problem.
I'm very interested in your videos that you just mentioned. So if you can somehow work with Jeff Lichter and just show me where I can see those.
Yeah, well, I'll look for that specific one that I made. Like I said, I've got over 4,000 videos that I posted. But I remember making one exactly on that topic, and I said what has to happen is the governors all have to get together, the red states get together, and they pool the money amongst themselves. and then they don't have to send the money to Washington, because all Washington does is send it to the Muslims, like he sent $8 billion over so they could buy the peninsula and give it to Hamas.
Well, I'm not holding my breath that Governor Jim Brewer has the spine to do that. But, you know, we have it's an election year, and I'm committed in the long run on this, and if it takes 10 years, you know, I don't know if we have 10 years. I don't know if we have 5. But we're going to have to really chip away at this and in several different areas work at releasing their chokehold over us. And I think that's
how it's done. That's how it's done. Get the tax revenue.
Hey, guys.
Tax revenue sent to the state.
Yep.
Hey, this is Jeff. I don't want to throw a monkey wrench in your plan. I just want to ask, and I don't want to take us off topic either. So, Mike, if you're going off topic, just cut it. How do you account for the fact that red states and blue states aren't that way forever, and they change by elections? So, how do you implement a plan like what you're talking about?
Well, if all the governors all got together, Republican governors, and said, you know what, we're tired of being, just the way Kelly said it, we're tired of being a stepchild. We don't need you, you need us. We're not going to send any more tax revenue. We're going to send it into a new organization. You can call it whatever you want, Little America.
Yeah, but
And then you
what
got all the
happens?
money that you need. You don't need Washington.
But what happens in the next election if that Republican governor state, red becomes blue?
Well, it's not going to.
Hey guys, Kelly, your phone is giving an echo. If you hang up and call in, I'll get you right back on immediately. Okay, Kelly?
Better. This is better because I had you on my speaker, so.
Oh, there you go. All right, perfect now. Thank you very much. Go ahead, guys. I was an annoying echo. That's all right.
Okay.
Anyway, that's just something that you guys want to take a look at, because you don't need Washington. All you need is the revenue, and the revenue is sent to Washington by the taxpayers. And he's killing the taxpayers, and he's going to keep killing the taxpayers.
Go back in my show's archive. Tuesday night, we did a show with David Frank about Taking Back America, One Voice Now. I changed gears because I'm afraid what's going to happen when Mike releases the information. And listen to Tuesday night archive with David Frank. It was really enlightening, and that's what it was. It was about limiting the federal government, bringing it back into the communities, letting the communities make the decision for their specific area, which is right. I mean, every area is different. You've got Maricopa County, you've got all those areas there, and I'm in Arizona. I'm in Phoenix every other week. I live here in PA. It's totally different. The needs are different. But you have the federal government just wants to jump into every aspect of our life.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to. They are doing it. They're dictating. They've become a dictatorship. They tell you what you're going to do. They're not asking you. They're telling you what you're going to do. You're going to do this, and you're going to do that. And that's exactly what it is. And he's not a president. He's a dictator. Executive orders.
You guys have probably seen this. Jeff, did you see that video I sent you of, I don't know what body it was, if it was Parliament or whatever, in 2008, discussing how they knew that Obama was born in like 1960, and they had information on that, and that Rudy Giuliani knew it and was hoping that Obama...
that broke about 2 days ago, that barrister out of England.
Yeah.
But I don't know why
and
that's...
my reaction...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, my reaction to it was just almost, I'm not surprised, having been, now that I'm seeing a lot more underneath the layers here of what goes on. I'm not surprised that he wanted to keep that quiet until after the primary, hoping Obama won so he could challenge it. But it tipped away my morale quite a bit, again, thinking that, it feels like, I feel powerless to some degree in that all of that was allowed to go on, and here we are, how many years later, still talking about what are we going to do, and I really believe that it has a lot to do with the fact that we are financially slaves federal government.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure of that connection, but I did have a question on that video you just referenced. The fact, maybe Mike, maybe you know the answer to this. That was supposedly done in this DNA test this guy referred to was supposedly done in 2007, 2008. So in a way, it's old news, but it never broke before 2 days ago, as far as I know. Anybody can account for that?
I thought it was strange. Like I said earlier in the show, the number of people that are coming out right now that are turning around and realizing, and this is what it comes down to, getting hit in the wallet and the pocketbook, they're saying, okay, we gave him a chance. First black president. They're turning around, and it's amazing how many people. I'm going out of my mind here with my phone, my website, sheriff kits, and everything. Information coming in. You know, I've got people giving me tips. I forward them to Mike, and it's not my job to investigate them, but I do forward them all. It's just truly amazing the amount of information all of a sudden pouring in, because it's like a schoolyard fight. You know, one person having a fight, and then two guys against one, and then three against one. We've got a whole bunch of people on our side now ganging up. They want to make sure that they finish the job, and I think that's what the sentiment is of today.
Yeah, well, like I said, if there's too much heat put on him, he's going to come out with martial law. He's not giving up his power. He has no plans to leave. He likes Air Force One, and Michelle likes doing whatever Michelle likes to do. He will never leave unless
that was the
move.
That threw the monkey wrench into his plan, because he's just a puppet. He thought he could just walk in here and roll right over us, but we are so resistant. He probably, every day, banging his head on the desk. Why won't they go away? Why won't the country die? What's the problem? He forgot. He's not part of this country. We are the country, and that's the main obstacle. You heard him when he was during this campaign. In Pennsylvania, we hang on to our guns and our Bibles, you know, and our religion. That was insane. How did this man get in office?
He got in because he's the Manchurian candidate. He was bred for the role that he's playing. This has been in the works for 50 years. This didn't just happen. This was in the works for 50 years. He was created for the role. He knew when he was a teenager he's going to be president. He knew it. You know?
Kelly,
Yeah.
Kelly, I want you to give another introduction to who you are. We had a static-y connection. I want everybody to realize who you are. Would you introduce yourself one more time? Did we lose Kelly?
I think so.
Okay.
Kelly, are you there?
Okay, Kelly, call back in, please, if you hear us.
Hello?
I have another Kelly.
There she is. There she is, Mike. She's back.
I'm here.
Okay, hold on. Kelly, would you please reintroduce yourself while the connection is clear?
Yes, thank you. I'm State Representative Kelly Townsend from Arizona, and as Jeff Lichter had said, that I am co-founder of Greater Phoenix Tea Party, which was one of the parent tea parties of several of the other tea parties, including the Surprise Tea Party, of which we're so proud of. And last in 2012, won the election to get into the legislature. Jeff asked me to come on the show and explain some of the stuff that we did with we call it the birther bill, you know, how that bill had died many times over, and between Jeff and myself and Representative Carl Seal, we managed to resurrect it and get it all the way to the governor's desk, of course, where she promptly vetoed it. But it was a good testimony that, you know, with a lot of hard work and elbow grease, that the representatives were willing. It's just we really need a governor that's willing to do that, and we're watching to see who we get next year. And I'm not entirely excited over the crop we have, but maybe, you know, maybe.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.